Welcome back to Stories from the River. I'm Heather Greenwood, and I'm excited to be back today for episode 2 of our mini-series, introducing the People Allies. Today, I'm joined by Renee Bradley and Nicole Gere, two more fabulous leaders from the People team. We're going to talk more about the transformation and the transition from human capital to people. So let's go.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
Renee, Nicole, welcome to Stories from the River. So glad you could join me today.
Thank you for
Heather.
having us.
We're glad to be here.
Renee, I know you've been on Stories from the River in the past, so welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Nicole, you are new to the podcast, so welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So before we get started and we kind of pick up where Carlos and Emmeline left off on our last episode, why don't you guys introduce yourselves to our listeners? What do you do at Broad River and how long have you been with us? Renee, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I've been with Broad River for a little over 11 years. I am the Associate Director of Retail Onboarding and Education.
Love it. Nicole?
I'm Nicole Gere, and I am the Senior Manager of Talent Acquisition. I've been with Broad River for just about 6 months now.
Absolutely amazing. You guys, Carlos and Emmeline joined me in the last episode, and we talked a little bit about the history from HR to human capital to people. And in our people new history, our beginning of people, we talked about the name itself being the People team. We talked about being people allies, and we talked about the logo being the elephant. So we're going to continue talking about that with you two because you bring in two new vantage points on this based on experience and tenure and a few other things. So we're going to start by thinking back to that day in December at day 2 of our all hands. You're both there. You're both in the big reveal, the unveiling of the People team and the People allies. So think back to that day in that moment. How did you feel? What was the energy like in the room? Nicole, we're going to start with you.
I would say energizing for sure. It was very exciting. A lot of people were anticipating some big announcement, and we had it. And we were able to all talk about what it meant to us and how we were going to take that with us going into 2025. And it was really exciting for those of us new to the team and those of us who have been here for a while. I think we're all excited for the fresh new look of our team.
I love it. Thank you. Renee?
I would say the room was filled with lots of suspense. Like Nicole said, they knew something big was about to be unveiled, and you could just see there was a little bit of nervous tension, but excitement at the same time. And once it was revealed and explained, you could just see the room start filling with smiles and heads were nodding, and you could just feel the excitement and the pride in the room. That's what really touched me was they got it. They got it right away, what the meaning of the elephant was. They loved the name People Allies, and you could just see the pride across their faces.
I love that. Pride. So important in what we do and what we feel and what we do every day and how it goes back to our purpose. So Renee, you have a little bit of a different angle. Well, you're not new to Broad River and you've been here 11 years. You're new to human capital or people. So from your viewpoint, how is human capital or now people traditionally seen at Broad River and how has it changed over time?
It's so funny. I was thinking about that during the reveal, like over the 11 years, I think, starting with HR and going to HC, we were still traditionally seen as the investigators. It was that uh-oh moment when one of us walked into a store or an office and you assumed it was for somebody had done something wrong or there was, some kind of an issue, and that's why we were there. So although people liked the HC department, there was just people were a little bit nervous about it. And now what I've seen over the last couple years is this very intentional shift to the relationship between even HC and now the people departments especially. It's a true partnership. There's trust. There's care. There's excitement when they see us. I was just telling someone that if we haven't been there for a while, people from the stores or from other departments will say, hey, we miss you. When are you coming? We haven't seen you in a while. So there's been this very intentional shift, and it's been so inspiring to watch how hard the people department has worked to make that shift and be seen as true trusted partners.
That feels good to hear you say it, Renee, and to know that you've seen both sides and what it means. I always think about, when you go out and people ask you what you do for a living, right? Like, I never want to, I work in HR, and when I've said that, and, my husband, our number one listener, would know that, then, it's often followed by, you're that. Oh, yeah. You fire people? And I'm like, then he knows, oh, shoot. We're in for it now. But let me tell you all the great things that we do and how, no one wants that song and dance. Right. But that traditional, maybe that looming fear of when HR is here, it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a really, really great thing. Right. And a lot of times. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So Nicole, you lead our talent acquisition team, our recruiters, and we have a great team at Broad River. And your team is the first interaction that many people ever have with Broad River. Tell me what that means to you and how it represents the people team.
It is probably, and I'm not just saying this, maybe I am because it's the department that I'm in, but the most meaningful. We get to have that first interaction with a candidate. It helps to ignite and spark our own passions because naturally we're going to talk about all of the great things at Broad River. What gets us excited to get up in the morning and go to work? And what are the great things we get to experience in our day-to-day? Then we get to hear about what's important to them. And there's so much to share. So we're able to share our Memory Maker Experience team and how that's woven throughout everything that happens every single day at Broad River. We get to talk about our community partnerships and the connections that we make and how we're able to really do meaningful work aside from our day-to-day. We get to talk about growth, and growth means a lot of different things to different people. Obviously, you can see that we're expanding our footprint, but there's so many different growth paths that are there for different types of positions within Broad River, and that just gives people the opportunity to see a future in it.
It's amazing. It's amazing to think of that first call that our team has with a candidate and where they're at and where they continue to grow and what we hope is a really, really long, beautiful career with us at Broad River. And we all play a part in kind of bringing a lot of those dreams to reality and helping them live out, especially when it comes to growth. So our team has a lot of facets. We're very strategic. We think on another level. And over the past few years, we've really developed this strategy and what happens behind the scenes and the foundation of the department. So our department has a vision. So the people team has a vision to create an exceptional experience for all memory makers. We talked earlier about being allies. So Renee, when you think about that vision, how does that tie to being an ally?
Well, an ally is someone who supports and stands shoulder to shoulder with somebody and takes actions to uplift people and to make things better and look for improvements culturally or individually or for the entire organization. And if our team is modeling and messaging that, which I know we are, then that does create an exceptional experience. And I think that our logo and our team name, the people department, stands in front of us so that people understand who we are and what we're going to do for them.
I love that. I think a lot about that all memory makers and how important that word is. No matter where you work, what location, title, tenure, it doesn't matter. We want every single person to feel the same way at Broad River, to be cared for, valued, appreciated. We know how important that is in the world that we live in today and often hard to find. So, Nicole, can you share an example from the beginning of the year to now where you witnessed a member of the people team exemplifying what an ally should look and feel like?
I hope it's okay. I have a couple examples.
Okay, of course.
I think it has been great to see there's so many different parts of our business at Broad River that we have opportunity to become allies in. And so the first thing I'd like to highlight is we just recently celebrated Fort Mill. That DC was DC of the Year. And not only were we invited to be part of that experience to celebrate them, but then we took part in serving to them their sweet treats and their lunch and got to get into the excitement with them. And that really helped us feel connected That's one of the ones I'd like to highlight. And then also recently, one of the recruiters took it upon herself to say, hey, can I go out to a retail leadership training? Let me see what it takes to do the job every day. And she was able to participate, even maybe get a job offer because she was doing some sales herself. And so that was really fun to establish those partnerships and firm those up. And then the last one I thought of was that, our business partners. There's so many compliments that we hear about them and the great work that they're doing and that they can be a trusted resource day in and day out. They are the definition of an ally. And so I think it's just great we're able to see these things all throughout Broad River.
That's beautiful. You think about it from every facet, Nicole, from what our TA team is doing in talent acquisition, to our business partners who are out in the field, to how we interact with our memory makers, celebrating our friends down in the DC, which was an awesome day. So we always love to be a part of that. In our last episode, Carlos and Emmeline, we talked a little bit about the elephant in the logo and surprising and different. So Renee, you transitioned to our team as we were actually in the middle of building that with our friends in the marketing department. So tell us, coming in and going through that process, what did that look like? Working with Jim and Kim and Chrissy and Jocelyn and myself and you on building the actual image of our logo.
Actually, I was blown away. The amount of research and care and thought and intentionality that went into that logo was second to none. Right down from the color scheme, where the person would be positioned, the trunk, the size of the ears, was just every detail was thought through, not from what we wanted, but what we knew it would be, how it would be seen through others' eyes. And there were many renditions, and I got to be a part of the last few renditions, but I truly was just blown away. I'd been part of other logos, and the thought that went behind ours, I'd never seen anything like it. I was so proud.
It was a process.
Yes, it was.
Thank you to Jim, our friend Jim in the creative department, who listened to us, listened for a long time when we shared why the word ally, why the elephant, what was so meaningful, and where did we want to see that show up. You get one shot, one image, one logo, but every detail of it was important to us, from exactly that, the size of the ears, the way the trunk was positioned, the color of the hair,
yes.
Things like that meant a lot to us because it means a lot to our team and who we are. So, Nicole, I know the elephant resonated with you, and you gave us some little gifts this holiday season around the elephant. So what does the elephant symbolize to you?
There's a number of different characteristics that come to mind when you think of an elephant in general. But when you really start to think about how it relates to what we do in the people department, I think it's very important to share a couple things. So strength is obviously one of them. We're definitely stronger together. We all bring different strengths to the table, but when we come together, we're able to create a better experience for everyone. Wisdom is very important for us to know our business and be experts in that. We're the subject matter experts in what we do each and every day in the people department, but so is everyone else throughout Broad River. So to give them the opportunity to focus on their business, we need to be there as a support and bring our wisdom to them. Protection is very important. We're here to protect the organization, be good stewards to Broad River. We want to make sure that we're upholding, not just laws and legal ends of things, but also making sure that we are doing what's right for everyone involved.
Well said, Nicole. Really well said.
Thank you.
That makes me warm and fuzzy on the inside. So thank you for walking us through that. I know how much it meant to you and how I see it show up for you and your team every single day. So on top of this, Renee, we rolled out a new name, a new logo, a new identity, but we also added to our vision and strategy. So we have our vision, we have our department strategy, which can change year over year. However, where we're at today, we feel really strongly about what we do have. So we added to it a little bit differently this year, and we added a people commitment. Can you tell us a little bit about what that commitment was and what it means to you as a leader on our team?
Absolutely. The word right is the commitment. We want to do the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons. And what that means to me is as the people department and as people allies, it's our responsibility to kind of set the standard, to live out our company's core values and to model and message the right thing, the right way, for the right reason every single day in everything we do, every interaction, every decision, every moment. And I think we are really seen that way throughout the company, but it's that the messaging is getting stronger. It's easy to remember, which is important. You don't want just a paragraph hanging on a wall. You want something that you can speak to and kind of live it and breathe it in everything that we do. So I was really excited to learn about it and help roll that out. And it's been very well received by our team, but I already hear the word right being used in other departments. So it's contagious, which is a great thing.
We like to start things,
yes,
right?
We're trendsetters.
We like to be trendsetters in what we do. Nicole, anything you would add about the commitment and how that has shown up? I know you're going to be using it soon in our all hands meeting, so I'm excited about that.
I think it's been really great to have something to relate back to. And 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, when you think about what you're doing in your day-to-day and you consider what right means, you're already doing it. You're here for the right reasons. You're doing it in the right way. If we're not, then why are we here? So I think that it's really been meaningful to me and my team when we consider how we forge ahead.
Yeah, I think a lot about how busy we all get, right? There's no dull moments in what we do. That makes it exciting. It can also make it really challenging at times. I think of all the days that I'm going, and then somebody puts me on the spot and asks me to make a decision. And in that moment, and you guys know, in that moment, I don't want to make the wrong decision. I want to make the right decision, but that takes time and that takes thought, and you need to weigh all of your options. And so I think that great filter of it's also okay to pause, to think it through and make a decision that you're really proud of. A lot of those decisions impact one person, another person, several people. And so how important it is that decision is the right one in many areas, but why right shows up every day for us. So we know there's a lot going on this year. 2025 is the year of the pioneer at Broad River Retail. So when you think about what's ahead for your team, for the people team, what are you guys most excited about for 2025? Renee, we'll start with you.
I am really excited about watching the growth and collaboration for our team, individually and as a team, and then how that's going to impact the entire organization. And we've got lots of different projects on our roadmap this year, and some of them have already started and they landed so well. And I'm just really excited to watch the members of our team grow and gain confidence and really impact the entire organization.
It's going to be very exciting.
Yes, it is.
Nicole, what about for you?
The word of the year, pioneering, has already been embraced so much by not just the talent acquisition team, but the people department in general. And even when you look around yourself and all the other people we work with every single day, it's really nice to see that we're thriving to do better things together. And as those people allies that we keep referring back to, our new name and our persona, I think it's really exciting to see us pioneer into 2025.
It is exciting. I think of all these coming togethers that we've done. 2024 was the year to connect, and we've certainly done that. I think about earlier this week, and you guys were there. We went through an interview process with a couple of candidates and how every member of the people team was a part of making that happen and making that candidate feel really great at Broad River, showcasing who we are and what we do and how we could all come together collectively to think about who are these new people we're bringing on to our team? What does it look like? What does it feel like? So as we come to a close on our episode today, first timers with me, so you guys will learn, and maybe Emmeline and Carlos told you, I always like to add like an ad lib off script question. Nothing hard, I promise. So we're talking about the weather outside and how beautiful it's been in the Carolinas. We're excited for weekends ahead. What are you guys most excited about for spring and summer? Personally, professionally, what just gets you excited when you wake up in the morning? Nicole?
I had some great cabin fever. So just getting outside, getting the fresh air. Maybe it's because I'm a Leo and I'm a fire sign, so I need to have that heat on my skin. But I'm so excited to be able to go to the pool, go to the beach, get outside with the kids, and just enjoy the fresh air.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Feels good. It's been a long winter.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
What about you, Renee?
For me, I have 4 amazing grandchildren who all are outdoorsy and sports minded. So starting this weekend, we will be on the soccer field for several hours and just being just what Nicole said, going to the pool, going to the beach, planning some family vacations, and just being with them keeps me active and happy and sometimes tired, but I'm looking forward to it.
I feel that soccer season as well, as you know, in our household. So 3 kiddos on the field, 2 parents coaching.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a lot of long Saturdays ahead, but there is nothing like that feeling. Watching them play and grow and laugh and sometimes cry is a season we very much look forward to in our household. And just being outside in that sun and soaking it all in, so much to come here in the People team, here at Broad River, at home. Nicole, Renee, thank you so much for A, joining me today, but B, and most importantly, for your leadership. For our People team, for our memory makers, you play such an important part of what makes Broad River so special every day. To our listeners at home, thank you for checking out Stories from the River, our mini series. This will conclude introducing the People Allies, but don't worry, we'll be back soon with more amazing things from the People team. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.